Okay, we're back with Danganronpa part 9 now. God, we're way into it. I just did a bunch of Dead and Zelda videos, and when I was recording them, it was a bit late, so I just decided, fuck it, no commentary. But now, no one's here, so I can talk freely. I believe the final part is being uploaded. I fucking hate part 3. At the end, I got shot out of nowhere with an arrow, and it just one-tapped me. But I was managed to do it the 4th time, well, the 2nd time. So what else was I going to say? Let's continue. This is where I left off, right? Yeah. I've been thinking, what if he's the murderer? He's leading the investigation to make himself look less suspicious, and because think about it, he's the only one. He's the only one that knows about the the Genocide Jack. He knows everything about him. So could potentially be not Genocide Jack, but imitating him and making it sound like one of them to me and he's trying to manipulate me in the investigative skills. And I highly doubt it, but it's possible. Hold on, we still have more to check here. Fair enough then. By my calculations, Bayakayo. About that, oh, it's me talking. Could you let me see it?
That's fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look around at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Oh, Bayaka handed me the file, and I flipped through with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I had reached a page where photos from the scene, each crime had been collected. Oh, it is true though. Maybe he read the book. And he did the murder similar to this. It's done with very specific knives. Now take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page. Profiling results. All of the crime scenes took place either on the weekdays, at night, or during the holidays, either day or night. So it could be a school student. Or was on holidays in the afternoon. But based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspects lingered at the scene, but when they did, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests I can't even fucking say that. The key point here is that the culprit may as well have been have a split personality. A split personality, like the kind of thing you'd see on TV. So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up till now. Or maybe it really isn't, I don't know. I feel like my mind is going numb.
Let's go.
Alright, we should get going. Huh? Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Ah, wait. Bayukiyu. Yeah. Bakuya. I think, yeah. Bakia? Fucking hell. I'm just gonna call him Baku. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Huh? Just all of a sudden like that?
I don't have time.
Come on, enough of your annoying misprehensions? Did you really think we would be together the whole time? Take responsibility of yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own.
Goodbye.
Well, goodbye. And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he'd cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack. He's the one that killed Chihiro, and that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find that out, no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful. I need to find out everything I can. Well then, Genocide Jack. Could... If it's the guy, then... I mean, who do we think it could be? Sakura, maybe? The big bitch? She looks like she could easily kill someone and drag them. But I guess that's not enough to go on. Could be him. The person I keep calling Callum. Ding ding ding. Ifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit.
I feel as if...
Another stat increased for me. Evidence? What do you find? I cannot feel that just yet. But I guarantee that what I find will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? Oh yeah, Miss Lundenberg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile too. Really? What did she see? She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Okay, so where's Celeste now? The warehouse by the dome. She was there, but at the same time not there. What's it gonna be? So let's check. I don't think there's anything. Torando. Strange stain on the carpet. What is it? There's a stain. Oh, okay, what was I doing? There's nothing else here. Let's check the girls' room again. See what these people have to say. Hey, Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation?
Indeed.
Generally speaking.
However...
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it?
Well...
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But...
So then...
Before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. Okay. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
Goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then. That's definitely worth worrying about. Shara's hand are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? There's the rope. This rope has a plug. Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. Fatal injury was the blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. Well, either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. Well, the one thing most likely to tie these mysteries together is that the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Shiro. Figure out there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus it might help me look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time. See what they have to say.
Damn. No forgiveness!
Okay. To target such an unhelpless being, it's unforgivable. What a wretched beast to do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. Dude had a real complex about being weak. You oh. The thing is though, even if we find the murderer, there's no guarantee that they won't even remember what they did if they ever split her. Oh, there's still things I need to check. Oh, god damn, I gotta go through all this again. Yep. So now can I leave? Like, maybe a bulletless sign. Now can I leave? The big mile is pretty noticeable too. Yeah, you got a point. The posters have been changed. The posters were swapped. Is that it then? Wait. So I guess I should go in the boys' room.
Of course.
Do you think that? Oh, okay. So now, okay. So apparently, I had to ask her about the posters. Sorry, I can't really say. I never paid attention to the posters. I see.
However,
But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee, and every time I finish exercising, we have protein coffee in the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I make protein powder with coffee and a down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room, and it left a stain. A stain? But I don't see a stain in the carpet now.
of course.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it usually clean, as if there was no stain here to begin with? Some things have been swapped from both rooms. So the stain originally was in the girls' room, same with the poster. So why would someone move a carpet? She was killed in the boys' locker room. The carpet got bloody and so did the poster, so we swapped them. That has to be it. I believe I am right. Let's go check the library. I think there might be something in there. It's not this extension cord. Oh, that's right, Becky was using an extension cord. But there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if... Oh, I told you from the start, he's faking Genocide Jack. He has to be faking Genocide Jack. Huh? It's gone. Did someone take it out of the archive? The only one who would do something like that. I can't think of anyone but Byakuya. Extension cord was in there before. The extension cord is missing. I think it's him. Byakuya, why did you have to go kill someone? What's in here? I don't know why I wanted to come in there. So we should go check the Celeste Star. Oh, hello. Maybe we should have confessed our embarrassing secrets after all. Damn it, I'm sorry, Chihiro. It's all because I wasn't strong enough. Maybe someone's dark secret was that they were Genocide Jack. She said warehouse. Celeste, what are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one might need in to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from. I see that. But have you found anything related to the case?
Most unfortunate.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then you did find something. Very well, I will tell you, and only you.
Actually,
last night, I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse. What? Really?
Indeed.
This was right before nighttime.
What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes, indeed.
I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this would have ever happened. You get what you deserve, I'd suppose. So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the jacket or duffel bag Celeste just said. She saw Chihiro carrying. Let's go check the bin. He might have tried to get rid of it if it was bloody. I don't know why he would want to get rid of it. Yeah, I'm gonna be blocked out. This is a trash room, the dumping in other words. But with the gate in the way, I can't actually get inside. Anyway, it's not related to the case. There's nobody left who could do what Leon did. So the gate's closed, so no one would have been able to do it. What to do now then? I'm at a loss. I'm gonna probably do a cut until I find something. Oh, Hino, how's Toko doing? Same as before, she won't come out. She just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there. You left her? My head was all swimmy and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating? A donut, of course. Of course. There's two things I'm sure God created, add space and donuts. Really? I bet Chihara would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Well...
Yeah, she was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihara to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the other girls. Was she just shy? I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. It's kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine the opposite sex. Oh wait, maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Ayo's account has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. Oh god, is the trial going to begin?
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for! The class trial! You remember where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first... See you soon!
Oh god. Okay, I guess we gotta go then. I'm gonna solve the case. So, is everyone ready to what? Oh, I've been getting called. Okay, I'm back. Let's start the trial.
Come on!
How could I ever get that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Wait, someone's not here? Oh, I say Toko. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible, you're terrible. Phew, so now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who really killed Chihara. Chihara Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And then that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Oh god. Let's just go straight to it.
It's true.
Yes. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation, until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated it. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very
Good. You're roaring to go. Gotta say, I don't have hate it. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, and a deadly faith. A deadly crash trial. Yeah, let's save the fucking trial game. I mean, I don't have many skills, do I? Yeah, so I got this skill. What's this do? The focus gauge decreases more slowly during concentration and fever time. Effectiveness instantly. Yeah. Let's go. Trial. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Locker room dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Yep.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
A what? So it has to be a contradiction.
Fatal injury.
It appears it was. According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No.
No, that's wrong.
Hey. Break.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
She's backing me up.
You looked at her head wound?
Yes! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Oh, who is it?
For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yes. Okay. Make your argument.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of, I don't know who that is.
I think the thing Backer showed me in this archive, one look at that and anyone would be convinced, it shows that this was the work of Genocide Jack.
The culprit is Genocide. Case closed.
But that's impossible!
Why? What make...
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
There you go.
No, that's wrong.
Break.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I
What?
found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it!
Hey.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
No fucking.
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Yep. Hangman's Gambit. Oh shit, what is this? Maybe an N. I'm going to die. Skin. And let's go with a Z. Schizo. Schizo?
Now I understand.
Schizo.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality, it has to do with behavior. Fuck it. She arrived late. Oh, I've got only got half a heart left. Her behavior changed. Thank God.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I still think it's him and he's pinning it.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
Wait, so she is actually Genocide Jack?
I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
But there's still evidence.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Suddenly lunged backwards, and a foot echoed across the corner, but in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Okay.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
So she really is Genocide Jack.
Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
Well, I suppose it makes sense for a writer to have split personality. Okay.
She's so intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous feed, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
She's insane.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Maybe. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. Status of the dead body. Status.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
You killed her, didn't you?
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi!
When you compare your past murders, the modus operandi matches completely. What
No.
more proof do we need?
No, it doesn't match it completely because of the wire.
You say that, but
perhaps if you had an...
Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, it's wrong.
Objection. Break.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that, in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. I got it!
The injury.
For one, the cause of death is different.
Yep, I picked up on that.
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Instead of rope, it was used with
I got it!
There we go.
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
They're all male, aren't they?
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They're all male.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
She's gonna kill the fat bastard later on, isn't she?
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, sugar.
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore! Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
I knew it was you.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Oh.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was
To frame.
because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
Absolutely, yep.
Oh, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Look, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
I see.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction in what I just said. Yes. So wait, there's flashbacks. Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
How?
How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's unnatural! The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Oh shit.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless... What's so strange about...
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So how do I use that actual flashback feature then?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Fuck it. No.
Shoot!
Okay, I'm gonna die if I didn't get it right.
You said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
Oh, I see.
If you're presented with
So I can take what someone else says and use it later.
Girls' locker room.
That's unnatural! The victim was Chihiro, who was...
Yes!
No, it's wrong. I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
Oh shit.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Oh, we're gonna get this bastard.
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it.
Kayoko, help me.
We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Oh? Make your argument. Library desk lamp. Oh, I see.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Yes!
No, that's wrong.
Break.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Oh, goddamn.
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder.
Oh.
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime.
Ooh.
Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Does that mean can I really just accept what Biker said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's something I said.
I got it!
Hey.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
The rooms were switched. Did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Bayaka, who had been so confident till now, maybe Bayaka had never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
It was the I'm gonna say there's yep. Okay, so Kira's account.
Shoot!
Oh, I've got half a heart left. I'm gonna, okay, fuck it, go with the posters.
I got it!
Yes!
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Yup.
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that it was been stained, scrubbed away. It has moved.
I got it!
Yes!
The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
Oh damn.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too?
Yup.
But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Oh. Broken e-handbook.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room. But when I found Leon's handbook in the main hall, there's no doubt it was. Okay, can we say she was there?
Is it really possible?
Bullshit.
Could Chihiro really?
No, it's not possible because it was broken.
I'm sure that would have. No, I don't.
She used the thing.
Huh?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong.
Hey. Break. God, these are really long, aren't they?
I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
Oh.
In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook! The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring!
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya!
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Burke is the one who did it, really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Kyoko.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What? What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare the official class trial recess.
Okay.
For real?
Now,